Hello fellas, welcome back. Second part of this game. We're picking up where we left off from the last part. Let's go. Dear one, it really is good to see you again. I missed you. That is what the witch says when she appears in your tower one sunny morning after smoothing down the satiny, got no idea how to pronounce that, satiny fabric of her petal-shaped gown and adjusting her hair. You jump upon hearing the witch's honeyed words and drop the book that you were perusing from your awkward fumbling fingers. Wide-eyed, you glance towards the window where your unexpected guest is standing, though perhaps anticipated guest is standing. You hope it does not show on your face, but you do not want to be too woefully obvious. But part of you is relieved to see the witch again. You still do not care for her, of course. She's your captor, but her company is better than no company. God damn it, I'm fumbling my words a lot. God, sorry. Though you have always had a fondness for reading, books can only alleviate so much of your loneliness. It is always better to have somebody else to speak to, even if that somebody else is a witch. How have you been getting along, dear one? The witch asks you, her voice positively skipping as she approaches you. I hope you have not been too bored without me. Your cheeks prickle as you dip your head. Quietly you mumble something in response, that it has not been too bad really. You have been reading, and books are amusing diversions. Yes, I know that full well. I used to read a lot myself, when I was younger and more awkward than I am now. In my youth, all my friends could be found inside of books. I am glad that we have so much in common. You will have to tell me all about the stories you have been reading later. But for now, the witch looks you up and down. She takes in your disheveled state. You have not been awake long, though the sun is high in the sky, and tuts, your hair is full of more knots and tangles than a bramble bush, and the collar of your off-white nightgown is slipping down one of your shoulders. You must make quite the sight, a supposition that the witch affirms with a click of her tongue. Dear, you have not been looking after yourself at all. I know being shut up in this tower must be tedious, but you are still a princess. You can't afford to be so careless with your appearance. You really would be helpless without me. The witch retrieves the brush from your bedside table, then approaches you. Let's get you looking pretty, shall we? The mattress depresses beneath the witch's thighs and you sigh. You know there is little point in trying to pull away from her. Even if you did, where would you go? The witch is all that you have. Without her, you are nothing. Your own worthlessness has already been imbued deep within your bones. You do not want to admit it, but even you cannot deny the wave of relief which comes when you finally submit to her. Another day passes. Another day. And that's 2 days. The witch stays with you in your tower for a few days, just as she did when you were first incarcerated. She tells you stories about her travels and about the sad girls whose wishes she oh so kindly grants. She also tells you fairy tales, some of which you remember, though vaguely from your childhood. She toys with your hair, weaving flowers through it, and she brews you cups of tea to keep you warm. She dresses you up in various outfits, and she paints your face as if you were a doll. Then when the night falls, she takes you to bed, embracing you, your bodies slotting together as if it were meant to be. Though her touch unnerved you in the beginning, you begin to find a strange sort of comfort in her proximity. You cannot recall anybody being as gentle with you as her, though perhaps that is not saying very much, given you cannot recall much at all. Then when she leaves you, you cannot help but feel her loss. The tower feels uncomfortably empty in her absence, like a newly missing tooth, an empty cavity which aches. You sit up in bed early in the morning after her departure and toy with your hair. You run your fingers through it just as the witch did, but you are hopelessly clumsy and your fingers falter. You try to braid your hair, but you cannot manage it without it coming untied. Part of you wonders whether this is not some great failing, given you are a princess. Are princesses not supposed to take pride in their looks, primping and preening? You must be a poor sort of princess. But despite that, the witch still cared enough to try and kidnap you. That must mean that you are worth something. If not to your parents, did they ever really love you? If they haven't bothered to look for you, then to the witch. At least you have her, and that is enough, for the present, to soothe you, no matter how hollow your heart might feel. That is 3 days that have passed. The days pass by slowly as you wait for the witch's return. Not you try to tell yourself that you really care about her. She might have braided your hair oh so gently, threading flowers through it, and she might have fed you sugary sweet treats with her fingers. But still, she tore you away from everything you once knew and loved. She has ruined your life. Even so, she's the only companion we've got. And if she were to die, right? We're gonna be so lonely. You know that you should despise her. Hey, look who's back! What up, witch? My good friend, Miss Didi. But when the witch finally returns, you set your book down a little too quickly and look at her a little too expectantly. The witch seems to notice this. She notices everything with those eagle eyes of hers, because she giggles and says, My, somebody's eager. Did you miss me that much, dear one? Yes, Miss Didi. I miss you very much. You and your ugly ass. Your old ass. Your face flushes at this like a red-capped mushroom, and inwardly you wince. You wish you weren't so transparent. You look at your feet, you cannot look at the witch, your captor, and mumble something that is only faintly intelligible. Your response is hardly elegant, but the witch catches the general gist because she chuckles. Come now, don't be like that. I know that you like me really, otherwise you wouldn't look so enthusiastic. Of course I do. You're the only real human being in this tower besides me. Of course I'd be excited to see you. You tell the witch sullenly in the voice of a truculent child. Truculent. Man, this visual novel has a lot of big words. Truculent child. Never seen that word before, truculent. That you are not enthusiastic. She's reading too much into things. If you say so, dear. The witch smiles, then reaches into the wicker basket that dangles from the crook of her arm. It seems like you're determined to be difficult today, though why, I don't know. You ruin your pretty face, scowling at me like that. But maybe this will cheer you up? The witch draws something from her basket, and entranced, despite yourself, you observe her. You see that she is clutching a small stack of books, 3 of them, to be precise, bound in leather. She holds them to you like a peace offering, her smile soft. Here, is this enough to satisfy you, dear one? Can I at least have the privilege to wander outside the tower as well? I mean, you said you got powers and that you are powerful. Surely. Surely you can contain us inside somewhere. You thank the witch for her thoughtfulness, feeling ashamed by your earlier conduct, and she beams. It is no trouble at all. I would not wish for you to be bored. Well, sooner or later I'll be bored. I don't like reading. Now let me look at you. How have you been faring in my absence? I see you have been eating well, that's good, but the witch examines you critically. As a sculptor might eye a piece of marble, conjuring with their mind's eye the hidden art piece waiting to burst forth from within it. Something about the way the witch looks at you makes you tremble. Her gaze really is discerning. It's as sharp as a razor, uncomfortably so. Why does the witch make you feel like this? You do not know, but... Oh dear, your hair looks awfully naughty. I fear you have not been taking proper care of it. You ask the witch once more why it matters, and she tuts. Of course it matters. If you stop paying attention to your appearance, my eyes might begin to wander. I am a fickle woman after all. What, you gonna throw us out of the tower and replace us with another princess? Like, is that it? She's hardly a woman, she's a witch. Yes, exactly. We're notorious for being inconstant, though I suppose that is what happens when one lives as long as we do. The witch chuckles, then retrieved the gilt-backed brush from your bedside table next to the pile of books. Now, would you let me take care of you? Let's get you looking presentable. You bristle at the witch's words. How impetuous she is, though you wonder whether your response might be in part from anticipation. The thought of being taken care of is not wholly unpleasant, even if the one who means to take care of you is a witch. And the days passed again. We are stuck in this tower reading books. It has almost been a month since you were kidnapped. Not that you know it, time has lost all meaning to you. Shut away within your tower, but it continues still. That is 30 days and soon to be 30 nights. More than 700 hours spent trapped within the stone walls of your new home. Yes, you suppose you have begun to regard this place as a home. It is where you now live, whether you like it or not. You have not yet found a way to escape. You do not know if such a way exists. The walls of your towers are thick and impermeable, and your room is too high up for you to jump out of the window. There are no stairs which leads downwards to the entrance at the base of the tower, if indeed there is an entrance at the base of the tower. For all you know, there is no way out. Is that not what the witch told you? She said she was the only one able to enter and exit at will. You, meanwhile, are quite in her thrall, incapable of escaping. You have been in there for such a long time you're beginning to wonder whether you even want to escape. Where would you go even if you were able to leave? What would you do? You do not know. So you continue to stay there. There is nothing else for you to do. And the time just keeps going on. Wow, how long was that? Do you ever feel like screaming, dear one? The witch asks you this question one day when she is sitting with you upon the bed. Once more she is toying with your hair, her fingers sneaking through it like the teeth of a comb. Her fingers are long and cold, as are her nails. They scrape against your neck, oddly inhuman, and you tremble, though you try to suppress it. You do not want her to know that she unnerves you, or worse still, that she endears you. You ask the witch, who sounds uncommonly weary, whether something is bothering her, and she sighs in response. Is it that apparent? It is rather apparent, yes. It is not like the witch to speak of being tired. You thought this was an emotion which afflicted lesser people, not all powerful beings such as herself. Oh, you flatter me. I am hardly all powerful. I've endured my fair share of hardship before I was able to become the woman I am today. I have suffered in my time, oh yes, more than you might realize. But my recent suffering has been of the more manageable garden variety, I suppose. You incline your head, taking care not to disturb the delicate braids the witch is twinning through your hair, in interest. What manner of suffering could be described as garden variety? It is silly really, but... The witch clears her throat, then says, I told you that I grant wishes, yes? You think she had mentioned it, yes. Well, there's the thing. Putting yourself in a servile position to others only ever results in headaches. So many girls demand so very much of me, it fast becomes tiring, and they can be so ungrateful too. I have been doing my best to live up to everybody's expectations, but it wears upon me. I have rather begun to sicken of other people. They can go and rot for all I care. But you are different. I know no matter how much hardship I have to endure, you will not leave me. You will not abandon me. Well, that's because I got no choice. Where the only exit is literally out the window and down below, and plummet and fall to my death. I won't let you. Aha, exactly. That's the point. You do not even allow me to leave. My, you have really become obedient, dear one. The witch's voice is warm in your ear, her breath ghosting against your skin as she sits behind you upon your bed. Once again, the witch is toying with your hair. She never seems to tire of it, and you no longer try to pull away from her. You do not want to. What would you be without her? At this point, you can hardly imagine. The witch, recognizing how dependent you have become, giggles and says, You really are a good girl. You were quite a handful in the beginning, but you have warmed up a good deal. It makes for quite the change, hehe. Now tell me, dear one, do you miss me when I am not there? You swallow. Your own saliva tastes musty on your tongue, like an old dress which has not been worn in years, like a subterranean prison cell which sees no sunlight. Though the witch is asking, it is a moot question. She already knows the answer. Yes, you miss her. When she's away, you miss her awfully. How nice, I'm glad to hear it. It's wonderful that you can finally be honest with yourself, but I think you're still holding back. Holding back? Indeed, I think your feelings towards me, dear one, are even more intense than that. If you miss me, then it makes me wonder, do you also love me? For a few moments you simply sit there, stunned. You know not what to say, what to do. I mean, you are a witch. Can you shapeshift into a handsome prince? So we can properly fall in love? I'm just saying, I'm straight. I'm straight. Though the witch's touch is gentle, you feel trapped, a prisoner clapped in irons. If you had strength enough, you would throw her hands off you and scramble away, clutching what little remains of your dignity to your chest. But what dignity do you have left really, when you have already surrendered yourself to a wicked witch? You can no longer pretend to have any airs and graces, but even then, you find there is only one thing you can say to her. Oh. Yep. There's only really one thing. I don't love you. Oh? The witch frowns, her arms crossed. Is that so? You worried initially that the witch might be hurt by your response, but that does not seem to be the case. Instead, she seems to ponder, now holding one hand beneath her chin. A moment passes and then... Well, it's no matter. I expected as much. We haven't spent all that much time together, not yet at least. For a witch, a few months is nothing really. We are beings who exist beyond mere mortals' conception of time. We see years as seconds, months as a mere blinking of the eye. I could keep doing this over and over again until you profess to love me. Until you profess to love me, as I know you do deep down. Here, the witch's smile takes on a sinister edge. She retrieves her knife from the air. Where did she pull that? You hardly know. Then it says, and I think that is just what I will do. Now please don't squirm, dear one. This won't hurt too much. You want to ask her what she means and what she wishes to do with that knife, but you can't get the words out, though perhaps this is a good thing. Such questions are awfully trite and tedious, and they are pointless besides. You already know what the witch is planning. She moves in, quick and nimble as a dancer, winding an arm about your waist in this pas de deux, whatever. You are her partner, pulled close to her chest as if in a lover's embrace. You feel her fingers splayed against you, feel her breath upon your cheek. Ow! Then you feel the blade of her knife. Where did she stab? Our arm? Where? It enters your chest, plunging deep, deeper than you thought it possible for such a small knife to penetrate. Oh, great! So, you wanted to keep us around and then you just killed us just like that. You gasp, you splutter. The front of your nightgown blooms red, just like a garish rose. So bright it hurts for you to look at. It's too painful. The smell of copper fills the air. It fills your mouth. Your vision begins to skew, as does your body. You pitch to one side, clumsy as a duckling, no longer a ballerina worthy of performing upon the same stage as the witch. She is graceful and elegant, as if she is made of air, and you have never felt more lumbering. You pitch to one side, the witch stepping back in a flurry of crimson as she does. Oh my, careful dear, I wouldn't want you to stain my lovely dress. Really now. Then your head hits the floor with a smack. For a few moments as you lay there, you know pain, a sharp, intense agony which consumes you like a wildfire. Your blood pours from your chest, pooling on the floor in a sick, sticky puddle. You try to breathe, but your body refuses you. Your lungs ache, and every inhalation is agony. The few sad, pathetic snatches of air you're able to inhale taste like glass. It hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. But to your immense relief, it doesn't hurt very long. The witch bends down, knife in hand. Gently she caresses your face as though she means to soothe you, as though she cannot countenance how you came to be in such a sorry state. My apologies, dear one. I wasn't as efficient as I would have liked. I still don't have much practice with this, but I'm sure you'll forget it all soon enough. In a few minutes, this will all fade away, just like a bad dream. Then she plunges the knife into your limp, unresisting body once more. You feel the cold, inorganic material plunge deep inside you, chilling you from the inside out. The knife violates your body, which is fast becoming a corpse. More of your life's blood oozing from the gaping, violent wound in your stomach, which is very, very red, just like a rose. Then there is nothing. You bleed out, your vision blurring, and you die. And the game ends. That's it? You do not even have a chance to try and resist your fate. This witch is not merciful, no matter how she claims to care for you, and she will not grant you such a reprieve. Why would she, when you reject her so callously? What, she prefers that we lie to her and say, "Yes, I love you. You are the best. My only Miss Diddy." In this fairy tale theater full of bad endings, you reaped what you sow with your cruelty, your callousness. But don't worry, this is not the end. Oh, okay. Don't you know that all fairy tales have to have a happily ever after? You feel sick when you finally wake up. Like an injured animal, you lie there so enfeebled that you can scarcely move. Your chest hurts as though it was recently split apart. Of course. Your heart, meanwhile, hammers anxiously in your breast. A thick, unwieldy piece of muscle which is working too hard to assert its own existence. With trembling fingers, you look down. You half expect to find the front of your nightgown dyed red with blood, but it is not to be. Your nightgown is pure, peerless white instead, the fabric smooth and unwrinkled. How peculiar. You were so convinced upon waking that you would find a crater in your chest, a hole which your heart used to be, that your reality is a touch disappointing. It feels like a letdown, but you would rather have your heart in place, you suppose, inside your breast, than outside it and lying upon the floor. Saying that just made my chest hurt for some reason. With your immediate welfare assured, you then glance about your surroundings. You think that this room with its stone walls and the bookcases and the wooden chair by the window looks vaguely familiar. Where have you seen it before? You wonder this, trying to grasp at your faint, fleeting memories when you hear a voice. You whip your head about, the lights in the room flickering, the sun outside sinking, then rising again. And... Ooh, I see you're finally awake. You recognize the voice, but where is its owner? Ah, just there, you see her now. There is a woman standing by her bedside. She has hair the color of sunset that curls around her face. Her eyes are soft and a smile plays about her lips. She looks sweet like an angel, but you know only too well that looks can be deceiving. Have you not spoken to her once before, in this very room? You are sure you have, but the harder you try to grasp these details, the more faint and flimsy they become. Perhaps you are making it up. You always had a penchant for daydreaming. You have not seen this woman before, and if you have, you must have seen her in a dream. Or else perhaps a nightmare. Oh, you poor thing. The woman tuts. It is almost as though she can tell what you are thinking. Or maybe she can simply see your feelings written upon your face. Because she says, "You look to be in a bad way. You're awfully dazed, but I ought to be able to help you. Here, drink this." The woman with eyes like roses hands you a mug, one which is earthen and full of some warm liquid of a suspicious, honeyed hue. You look down at the cup and its dun-brown contents askance. Is this really safe for human consumption? Oh, the cycle repeats itself. Yes, it's fine, silly. I've not poisoned it, if that's what you're worried about. In fact, it's the opposite. The opposite? Indeed, I enchanted it to soothe any unwanted aches and pains, and I'm sure your head is aching. It must be, after everything that's happened. What happened? Now, I'll only answer one question at a time. It'll get confusing otherwise, and you must be plenty confused already. Now come on, drink. Is this the same dialogue from the start of the game? Cause I think they are the exact same dialogue. You are a little hesitant to fulfill this woman's request. She's a stranger after all, and you have no idea what the liquid inside the cup is. This could be some sort of trap. But the woman is smiling and she doesn't necessarily look wicked. Perhaps you can trust her? You bring the cup to your lips, not knowing what else to do. The weight of her expectant stare is uncomfortably heavy and begin to sip. The drink is warm, surprisingly so it makes your lips tingle. As for the taste, well, it's not unpleasant. In fact, it's quite nice. Is that honey? You only intended to take a small sip of the curious drink, but before you know it, you've downed the whole mug. It tastes too good, and your head does feel a lot lighter now. You thank the woman hesitantly. You know not what else to say, and she beams. It's alright, I thought you could use a little pick-me-up after everything. You've not had an easy time of it, haven't you? No? You don't remember? The woman asks. Not a single thing. Well, maybe that's for the best. What happened to you was probably quite traumatic, though I did try to be gentle. I didn't want to cause you any undue hurt, but here's the thing. It's surprisingly hard to kidnap a princess from a palace without causing a little bit of a fuss. Heh. The woman laughs. Her laughter is light, just like her voice, and it washes over you. It ought to be soothing, just like the drink she prepared you, but it isn't. Your shoulders do not get any looser. Instead, your whole body tightens. A princess, did she say? Yes, that's right. You are a princess and I'm a witch. Everybody in the kingdom said you were singularly beautiful. Not that I can put much stock in those rumors, of course. I mean, how many people can say they've actually seen a princess? I thought it was all hearsay, just stuff and nonsense, really. But then I happened to glimpse you during a royal ball, held to celebrate your 18th year, and I realized the rumors were all true. You really are beautiful. You're so beautiful, in fact, I had to have you for myself. Okay, so it's just a repeated cycle. We say she spends time with us. We say we don't love her. She stabs us. She use voodoo magic to revive us. Then we wake up and we repeat the same thing again. In fact, are we even a princess? We're probably just some beautiful peasant girl that she just happened to notice, and then she kidnaps us. The woman, the witch, leans forward. She's still smiling, but there's something unsettling about it. Her teeth, you realize with a start, are awfully sharp. Her nails, meanwhile, are terrifyingly long. She cups your face in her hands, her long fingers resting against your cheekbones. Her nails scrape against your skin like knives. Her breath smells sweet, but only superficially so. Underneath it, you think you can detect something of the crypt, something fetid. I've been laying low for a while, keeping to myself. I've been awfully good these last 100 years. But it does get boring, you know, always being on my best behavior. I'm a witch, so I'm supposed to cause the odd commotion here and there. It's all part of the profession. Witches exist to curse people and to cause problems. Lightly the witch giggles, her sickly sweet breath skimming your face. And princesses exist to be kidnapped, especially pretty ones like you. That's the way it is. It's the way it has always been. I'm just fulfilling my role in this little story. So please don't get mad at me. We can't help our innate natures. The witch leans in further, still her long fair eyelashes trembling. You look so pretty in that gown of yours, which was paler than the moonlight. But I think you look even prettier as my prisoner at my mercy in this tower. You are in a tower? Yes, that's right. It's a nice tall tower out in the forest. Nobody knows where it is except myself, and it's protected by all sorts of enchantments. It's not possible for anybody to get in or out. Anybody except me, of course. The king and the queen can send out as many search parties as they want. It won't make a blind bit of difference. You'll not be escaping here in a hurry. You're all mine to do with as I please, and I'm not going to let you go. The witch's eyes flash like lightning. For a few moments, she looks unsettling, unnervingly inhuman. You want to push her away, but you can't. Your body no longer wants to obey you. Was it the beverage she gave you earlier, the one which tasted of honey? You do not know. You have no earthly clue why your body is frozen, why you cannot bend your fingers nor blink your eyelids. But these thoughts and all other thoughts, for that matter, are soon scattered. The witch dips her head. She closes her eyelids, her long lashes matting together. She parts her lips. Then she presses her mouth. which tastes of sugar and soil and something sinister, something which you cannot describe against yours. You, of course, are powerless to resist. How could you ever hope to push her away? You are only a princess. She, meanwhile, is a witch. It is her job to dominate you. Is that not how stories such as this always go? So I think the developer just copy pasted the same dialogue after the last death we had. Once again, you feel groggy when you wake up. The back of your head is still pulsating and your mouth feels dry, as though it has been stuffed full of wool. Your stomach, meanwhile, is coiled up in knots. You feel sick. What time is it? You sit up in your bed, blearily half asleep, wiping your eyes with the back of your arm when... Ooh, are you finally awake? Oh? You glance up, your head snapping into position like a ball-jointed dolls. Then you take in the woman standing before you, or is she a woman? It's hard to tell. Her appearance is oddly amorphous, seeming to shift even as you observe her, between various ages, various states of being. In one moment she looks younger than you, fresh-faced and rosy-cheeked, a young maiden not in her 18th year. But in another moment you could swear she is ancient beyond mortal comprehension, decades of experience painting her face so that the hollows of her eyes seem to sag. How old is this girl-woman, this apparition of no fixed appearance, with her pale skin and her pale pink hair? You do not know. You cannot get to the bottom of her. She is like a puzzle box, a mystery which demands solving. But you're tired and your head hurts and you scarcely know who you are. Let alone who this girl, this woman is. You cannot think. It hurts to think. But that does stand to reason, does it not? The woman, did she not introduce herself yesterday as a witch? Said that you were a princess and princesses are not supposed to think. If you try and employ too much brain power, you will accomplish not save ruining your good looks. It is better not to bother. You ask the witch what she is doing, and an innocent inquiry tempered by sleep, which makes her laugh. What does it look like, my dear? I'm waking you up. Well, yes, you can see that. So why ask? But what time is it? It seems awfully early. It is not so very early, really. It is a sensible hour, one that young maidens, fair princesses such as yourself, should be up and about. I'm sure your servants awoke you far earlier than this, when you still live in the palace, to help you with your toilet. Did they not bathe you and brush your hair and dress you? Did they? You cannot rightly remember, but the witch is waiting for an answer, and you don't want to disappoint her. If you really are a princess, then surely you must have had servants. You nod. What else are you to do? And the witch smiles. I knew it. You should have been awake hours ago. But I am an uncommonly kind witch, and I won't scold you for being slatternly. I used to be scolded myself when I was younger for, all sorts of misdemeanors. Most of them were made up. I don't want to do unto you as others did to me, not when you are my very precious guest. Your face colors a bit at the compliment, though you cannot help but wonder who would be foolish enough to scold a witch. Well, I wasn't always a witch, you know. Was she not? No, people aren't born as witches, dear one. They become them after being subjected to enough hurt during their lives that they wish to shed their former selves so that they might attain power of their own. Witches are humans who have been wronged, who wish to inflict some part of their suffering upon others in turn. Not that I mean to hurt you, of course. That would be a waste, when you have such a pretty face, and such a lovely long hair too. Now, the witch beams, looking positively perky, as she retrieves a gilt-backed brush from your bedside table. Would you let me brush your hair for you, dear one? Your hair? Yes, your hair, it is awfully tangled and you have rather a lot of it to look after. You must have been tossing and turning in your sleep because you've knotted it. I doubt you know how to brush your own hair. What with your fancy upbringing, so may I? You eye the witch hesitantly, some of your former unease returning to you. Why, you ask the witch, does she care about your appearance so much? Why does it matter when you are trapped in this tower? It matters because you are a princess, dear one. A princess is still a princess, whether she is in a palace surrounded by her courtiers or trapped in a tower with a wicked witch. In fact, one might argue that a princess is even more of a princess when she is being held hostage by a witch. And how does that work? It is how all these stories work. Princesses and witches are just two sides of the same coin, the good and the bad, the maiden and the hag. Not that I think I look particularly hag-like. As far as witches go, I think I'm a bit of an anomaly, but you're an anomaly too. When it comes to princesses, your hair is a rat's nest. I need to make you look more presentable. For whose sake? For the sake of a satisfying story. You don't understand what she means by story. This is real life, is it not? Well, I wonder, what is real and what is not is often up to the beholder. You wouldn't wish to look disheveled should a handsome prince chance by your tower, would you? That would make an awful first impression. Is it likely that a prince would stop by here? Not in the slightest, but hope does spring eternal. If daydreaming about being rescued keeps you going, then who am I to rob you out of that opportunity? Goodness, that is so generous of her. I know, I'm a veritable saintess. Now come here, your hair isn't going to brush itself. You can see that the witch is very insistent about this, though why you cannot fathom, so you give in. It isn't as though you have many other options being locked away in this tower as you are. Excellent! Now just leave everything to me. I have experience, you know, when it comes to making princesses look pretty. Oh really? Is she in the habit of kidnapping princesses? Wouldn't you like to know? This is all the same dialogue. Why am I even bothering with this? The witch giggles as she settles herself down upon your bed. Then she reaches for your hair. Your body tenses at this initial contact, as if fretful she might strike you, might slice you. But the witch, despite her title, does neither of those things. Instead, she begins to work, as obedient as any drudge, running the comb through your locks over and over and over again until they start to crackle. On the third morning, you are ready and waiting for your visitor when she arrives, though perhaps appears would be a better word inside your tower. You have come to expect the witch's presence, so you are not surprised when she takes a seat at the side of your bed. You regard her uneasily, still attired in your nightgown, your hair rumpled after yet another night spent tossing and turning. You think that you had nightmares last night, though you cannot remember them, not clearly. Perhaps you were running in them. Is that why you awoke feeling so tense, your heart beating a staccato rhythm inside your breast? Yes, that sounds about right. You were running, you can recall, albeit faintly, through a forest. But then the witch holds up a wicker basket from which a truly mouth-watering smell emanates, and your half-recalled dream dissipates before your very eyes. The witch giggles, and in a girlish manner she says, "Hungry?" Briefly, you think of denying her query. Though you know you are being unreasonable, it feels almost like an accusation, as if she is mocking you for needing to consume food to live. For some reason, admitting to the witch that you possess such base needs feels excruciating. You would just as soon admit that you like rolling about in the dirt like a beast. That is how she makes you feel. You keep your mouth closed and your lips pressed together, but though your mouth might be silent, the rest of your body is not so obedient. That actually rhymes. Your mouth is not so silent, but your body is not so obedient. From your stomach, as a low, earthly rumble emits, loud enough that there is no mistaking it. You wind your arms about your stomach, but it makes not a blind bit of difference. It continues to rumble regardless, low and deep, like an undersea disturbance. The witch notices it. Well, of course she does. How could she not? And she giggles. Hehe, well, at least your body's honest, even if your mouth isn't. Your face flushes bright red at this, of all the indignities, but the witch does not linger upon it. Perhaps she is trying to spare you. Instead, she reaches into her wicker basket, then holds a flaky pastry out towards you. You stare at the pastry, your gaze affixed to it as if it were a holy grail, a sacred relic. All of a sudden, you can think of nothing but food. You are ravenous, so much so it almost scares you. It is strange though. You cannot recall feeling hungry at all, not until the witch presented this pastry to you. It is almost as if your body forgot what it meant to be hungry until now. You could have done without the hunger pangs, but now you have remembered what hunger is. You can feel it gnawing on your insides. You are not dripping at the mouth at least, but you might as well be. You could reach out and take the pastry from the witch's long bony fingers, then stuff it into your mouth. You could tear your teeth into it, then swallow it in 2 bites. The thought is a tempting one, but it is not very princess-like. Starving though you might be, you must maintain your dignity. The witch watches you as you hang back, abashed and tuts. Oh, stop being silly. If you don't get any food in your belly, you'll starve. Not even princesses are immune from hunger. Now look here. The witch breaks a piece of the pastry apart with her fingers, then she proffers it to you. Say, ah. What? Are you really doing this? Doing what? This play act, you mean, like lovers or else? Does she mean to treat you like a pet? I'm not just treating you like a pet. You are my pet. I own you and you belong to me. You are mine, to toy with as I choose. But for the present, I would prefer to be nice to you, not nasty. Don't make me regret this decision. The witch's eyes narrow, a foreboding shadow crosses her pretty face. Though it lasts less than a moment before it dissipates. Now come, stop this silliness. Eat. You still feel uneasy, but the witch's voice is firm and hard beneath the layers of sweetness and light, and you know better than to argue with her. You do not want to incur her wrath. You lean in, then as obedient as an enchanted lover, you part your lips for your captor. You spend your 4th day in the tower sitting by the window, looking out over the forest which surrounds you. There really are a lot of trees, you think distractedly, your legs dangling over the cool lip of the sill. They spread outwards like a green blanket, or else like an ocean wave, rippling and undulating in the breeze. You cannot look directly at the ground for too long, it makes your head spin. Just how high up are you? You ask this question to the witch, who is brewing a pot of tea over a small stove. She glances at you, a small smile playing about her lips, and says, "High enough, dear one." You ask her how high that is, and she chuckles. Why does it matter? You won't be able to leave regardless. Not unless you can sprout wings and fly like a bird. Do you think yourself capable of such a feat? The witch's eyes bore into you. They are sharper than knives, and they make you shudder. You glance away from her, back out the window over the treetops. There is a moment of silence. The breeze disturbs your hair, the hem of your dress. You exhale. A few moments pass, awkward moments, as the witch hums to herself while you glance out over the trees. A question rises to your throat, one which feels too large for your slender body. You know you will not like the answer, but you still feel compelled to ask. Why, you ask the witch, did she trap you in this tower in the first place? What does she want from you? Oh, you silly thing. The witch steps aside from the stove, then kneels before you. She takes your hands between her long bony fingers, then gives them a squeeze. A shock of cold knives through you and you shudder. With wide, deer-like eyes, you observe the witch as softly she says, "I don't want anything from you, I just want you." You do not understand the distinction and you tell her as much. What does she mean? What I said, you don't need to do anything, dear one, or say anything. You don't need to be anything other than yourself, of course. I didn't bring you here because I desire you to act in a certain way. I just wish to enjoy your company. There is something a little flattering, you suppose, about that. Your heart flutters, color rising to your cheeks. But it still does not answer your question. If she only wanted to enjoy your company, why did she have to keep you a prisoner? Could she not enjoy your company in another manner? One that's less inconvenient? Naturally, that's what I wish, but it isn't so easy, you know. It isn't. No, dear one, you are a princess, you see, and I am a witch. We could not have been together if you had remained in the palace. You would have been wed to a boorish, loutish prince who wouldn't appreciate you, and I would be distraught. Distraught? Does she truly care for you that much? I care for you a lot, dear one. The witch speaks softly, her voice disarmingly gentle, as she cups your cheeks, her fingers sliding into your hair. Her digits are still disturbingly bony, but you find you don't mind it as much as you thought you would. It no longer bothers you. There's something almost soothing about her touch. That is why I had to kidnap you. If I want to put it selflessly, I suppose I could say I meant to rescue you from your tedious fate of being wed to some strange man and whisked away to a foreign land, taken far away from me. But I'm a witch, so I'm selfish, so that's not really why I brought you here. I brought you here because I wanted to be with you. I couldn't bear to see another speak to you or touch you. I wanted to keep you all to myself, which is why you can't leave. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I wished you to be mine, and so I took you. That's all there is to it. And if you ask, your voice shaky, you were to jump out of the window, what then? Then you would soon discover that you are not a witch or a bird and you cannot fly. You would hit the ground and you would break all your bones, and that would be that. Then you would die? Most likely, which is why I would not advise it. Of course, you're always welcome to try. But you'll be much worse off for it, don't you think? You suppose being crushed into a bloody, meaty pulp on the ground would be significantly worse than submitting to the indignity of speaking to the witch every once in a while. I knew you'd say that. You are a clever girl. It must be your fancy education. You princesses are all so very smart. You bask in the compliment for a few moments, but something in the witch's words makes you frown. What does she mean? Princesses? Why the plural? Are you not the first princess she has captured? Oh well, you know how it is. We witches are very long-lived. We have 9 lives, just like cats. Princesses, meanwhile, only have the one. It would be awfully lonely if I had to pledge myself to one princess and one alone, when I have endured for so many years. You understand that, don't you? Then you're not the only princess she has kidnapped? Of course not. So long as princesses exist, witches like myself exist to lead them astray. But worry not. In this moment, you are the only princess that I care for, and I will take good care of you. I can promise you that. Oh dearie me, where has the time gone? The witch addresses you thus during your 5th day spent in captivity, after she has tired of toying with your hair. She stayed at your side rather longer during this visit than she has those in the past, and now the sun is beginning to set. The witch observes you, her long lash eyes narrowed, then says, "It's unfortunate, but I fear I cannot spend too much more time by your side. I need to be off. Even I have work to do." That's funny, you thought that as a witch. It was her role to kidnap fair maidens. Is that not her primary line of work? Oh, I wish. It would be nice if there was any money to be made in kidnapping maidens. And who knows, perhaps there is. If I put a ransom on you, I'm sure the king and queen would acquiesce to my requests. I could make quite a tidy profit from capturing princesses. But they say you should never mix work and pleasure. While it would be nice to make a profit from my passion, I wouldn't wish to tire of my favorite pastime. That would be a true tragedy. So she regards kidnapping young women as a pastime? Well, what else would it be? It's just a bit of fun. For her, maybe it is, but for you? Oh, I'm sure you'll get used to it soon enough. I've not been too unforgivably wicked to you, have I? You think briefly upon the kisses that the witch has plied you with during the last few days, her mouth pressed firmly against your own. You can recall the taste of her saliva upon your tongue. It was oddly floral, wasn't it? Everything about a witch is oddly floral, though you think she might be compensating for something. When she kissed you, you thought you could taste the earth and the dirt, silty soil and writhing worms. A moment passes, you blink, then quietly you say no. She hasn't been too wicked to you. She has, by all accounts, been treating you quite gently, surprisingly so for a witch. Well, there you go then. You have enough food to eat and clothes to wear and books to read. What more could a girl want for? Oh, you don't know. Your freedom, maybe? Freedom is overrated. How much of it did you have when you were a princess? That is a good question. You cannot remember. That's what I thought. The witch smiles smugly, then she leans in. She takes your face between her palms, cupping it, and then says, "Now look, there are many people out there who seek the aid of witches such as myself. There are many sad, lonely little girls out there with no friends and family, and nobody who will listen to them. Granting their wishes is my job, though I fear I've been ignoring their plaintive cries in favor of spending time with you. My clients will probably get angry if I keep shirking my duties. Now that is peculiar. You are surprised that so many people would willingly seek the services of a witch. Do they not have a bad reputation in these lands? Indeed we do. A bad reputation is better than having no reputation though. Some people are desperate enough that they are even willing to turn to the devil for help. I thought that you would know that already, dear one. Your brow furrows, your expression flat and dull, uncomprehending. Did you once turn to a witch, this witch, for help in the past? If you led a life as sheltered as the witch is claiming, it doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility. But this, like so many other things about your past, will have to remain a mystery. In any case, I think I'll be busy for a few days. I won't be able to pay you as many regular visits as I have been, but don't fret. I will try to hurry with my obligations as quickly as I can, so I can be with you once again, like fate ordained. Fate. Yes, indeed, a princess is nothing without a witch to keep guard over her. Without me, I fear your existence would lose all meaning. But I would lose meaning without you too. We need one another, just like roses need the earth in which they sprout. So of course I will return to you. I cannot help myself. We are drawn together, you and I, but if you wish for further reassurance, I do not mind making an oath. Now look here." The witch relinquishes her grip upon you and takes a step back. For a few moments you allow yourself to feel a flicker of relief, soothed by the distance which has now been put between yourself and the witch. But then you see a flash of silver in the witch's right hand, and your relief soon withers. What is she holding? This is a knife, my dear one. Just a simple paring knife. Really, I mostly use it for peeling fruits, but it should serve my purpose well enough. Behold! The witch lifts her right hand, holding it upwards so it is level with your curious eyes. She extends her long bony fingers, flexing them so they seem to expand like the unfurling petals of a flower. With her other hand, she holds the handle of the knife steady. Unblinkingly, she introduces the blade of the knife to her palm. Then she presses. Blood begins to bloom on her white flesh in moments, her skin cleaving beneath the tip of the knife. You watch entranced as goblets of bright red blood splash against the silvery blade, sullying it. The witch cuts herself without any hesitation, without any emotion, as a gardener might snip through the stem of flower with a pair of shears. Does she not feel any pain? It does not look like it. Her expression quite impassive, unwavering even. You have wondered before, but you are quite certain now. She truly is not human. She has transcended such petty notions to become something otherworldly, something extraordinary. Now let me do the same to you. Does she mean to? But of course, a pact has no meaning if only one person is making it, just as promises have no purpose if only one person is willing to keep them. I am already offering myself unto you, dear one, so you need to offer yourself up to me too. That way we will always be bound together, not through words which are flimsy, but through something much more immutable. Both paupers and princesses are capable of telling lies, but blood is always honest. The witch speaks in a curious sing-song which does not match how cold and inhuman her eyes are. She brings down her knife, smeared copper brown with her own coagulating blood against your palm. She presses the blade to your skin, which is soft and unyielding, unmarked by any calluses. Yours are hands which have never known hard work. Yours are hands which have never before known any hurt. There, just stay still, alright? That's a good girl. You're doing so well. But that was before you met the witch. Once more, you find yourself sitting by the tower window, looking out over the forest. And this is where we save. Cause I am fucking tired and I believe I've been reading for far too long. How long has it been? Let me just check. It has been 1 hour. Yep. Okay, I'm stopping here. Right, see you guys later for stay wait for the next part. Cause I am flipping tired. It's been 60 minutes, man.